This dress to impress situation is crazy. Like, this actually might be the wildest drama in Roblox history. And it involves two games. Game number one is Dress to Impress. Everyone's heard of it. Everyone knows what this game is. And the second game is a game called It Girl, which if you haven't heard of it, if you don't know what it is, it's kind of like Dress to Impress. I mean, you can look at it and get the vibes, right? It's similar to Dress to Impress, how Dress to Impress is similar to Fashion Famous. They're both games where you dress up, look pretty, put on makeup, go on a runway and compete against other models, and you get the idea. And well, anyway, Sarah here, she is the developer of It Girl. Yesterday, she made an entire Twitter thread, an entire document saying, speaking out against Gigi, the owner of Dress to Impress. Now, I'm not going to read word for word every single thing she says in this thread because it is a lot, but I'll try and summarize it for you guys. She says that allegedly Gigi wanted to DMCA It Girl for being a quote-unquote copy. Basically, copyright strike It Girl off of Roblox for copying Dress to Impress. Sarah says that Gigi has also done nothing to stop trolls from constantly hating on my game. I'm sure you guys have seen this before. Hey, your game copied my game. No, your game copied my game. No, your game's the copy. Kids, right? Then there's some wild stuff here. Like, another one of her developers told me that she allegedly somehow got a photo of me and sent it in their group chat and that they were fat shaming me. Like, what? The worst one, though, and I don't even want to show this one. Apparently, Gigi made a very, very inappropriate joke. It's not really a joke, right? Towards the developer of It Girl, Sarah. Allegedly, Gigi was joking about framing her for some really bad stuff in order to get It Girl taken down off of Roblox. Again, I can't show this because it's, And honestly, there's even more to this thread, but that's a good summary, I think. Now, I was reading through this last night when all of this came out, and I was thinking to myself, oh, this is kind of silly. Like, you have these two developers, they clearly don't like each other. One developer made really, really terrible, bad comments about the other developer. Looks like they went back and forth a little bit. Like, in my head, it's like, why didn't they just do the mature adult thing and just get in a Discord call and talk about this? Like, all of this could have been solved with, hey, I'm sorry, I made some terrible, disgusting comments about you and your game. I'm deeply sorry for it. I apologize. Let's hash this out. Let's squash the beef. Like, why did this need to be made public, right? Just talk it out like mature adults, problem solved. Well, that's the thing. Almost everyone involved in this situation is a kid. And that's going to become more and more apparent as this video goes on. So while I'm sitting here reading over this Twitter thread yesterday, even more came out. Literally, more people started making threads talking about their experience with Gigi, again, the owner of Dress to Impress. Here's another one right here by Ray Caro, who is a big UGC. I think she's like a 3D modeler or something. She's really big in the Roblox space, right? Lot of stuff's coming out. So much so that this person here, Peach Reno, made literally an entire thread. Like, this thing goes on and on and on. There's so much that I can't even cover it all. I can't even talk about it all. And like, some of this is kind of silly. Like, apparently Gigi stole the idea of DTI from a close friend of this person. Apparently she stole employees, which I'm not even sure what that means exactly. There's some stuff in here about Gigi reusing assets from previous games that she worked on, which, like, that's a normal thing for game developers to do. I'm not really sure why that's included in here, but then there's also stuff about her harassing people and attacking people, which obviously bad. This person says that she would remove and bribe people to stay silent if anyone ever tried coming out about all of this stuff. There's just so much stuff, right? It's like, what's real, what's not real? I don't know. And again, I'm not going to go through everything. I'm sure you can find it on Twitter or TikTok. Like, there's a lot to go through. Now, Gigi here did make a response to this. Here's her Twitter account. She made a doc. And again, I'm not going to go through everything because there's a lot, but I'll touch on the main topics. She says that, yeah, I will admit that I made a vile and disgusting comment. It was a huge mistake. I regret it deeply, which is a mature thing to say, right? You apologize for something you did. But remember how I said almost everyone involved in this is a kid, right? Like, that becomes pretty obvious. It's like, I want to explain the context, right? Sarah and her devs shaded me on TikTok and Twitter. And like down here, it says, here's proof that I didn't start shading It Girl first. And then there's like a comment of apparently the It Girl creator on TikTok shading Dress to Impress. And like, this is where we get back into like, okay, these are all kids. Like, this feels like high school girls fighting. That's what this feels like. It's like, no, you hit me first. No, I hit you. I did hit you. I did hit you. But you hit me first. Teacher, she hit me first, so it's okay. It's like I want to say, like, I feel like I'm dealing with children, but I am. You know, it's like, as a 27-year-old man, it feels like I'm watching a high school drama, like, unfold in front of me. She says that she never fat shamed Sarah, that was a completely untrue statement. Apparently, when she was 14, she was in a not safe for work server, which, like, I don't really know what I'm supposed to do with that information. It's like, again, this is a 14-year-old, barely a teenager child in a not safe for work server. Like, don't tell me, tell her parents. Like that, what do you want me to do with that information? You know, like tell her parents. Like, that's bad. Like, obviously kids should not be in a not safe for work server. And again, I'm not going to go through everything. All this is publicly available. You can read through it if you want to. To me, this is like the perfect example of one of the biggest issues with Roblox. And that's like, a lot of these developers, they're kids. Like, I'm looking at this and, like I said, it's like a bunch of high schoolers and middle schoolers fighting. And in fact, I think some of the stuff discussed in these threads that Gigi did, I think, like, she was 14. That's like a middle schooler. Like, what do you want me to do with that information? Like, a middle schooler did something bad? Like, okay, tell her parents. Like, you know what I mean? It's like you have this massive game, Dress to Impress, that's making millions and millions and millions of dollars, and the developers for it are like 15, 16, 17 years old. I think there's like 1 or 2 adults in the dev team, but like the majority of them are just kids. And you have Gigi, this one kid that made very disgusting, terrible comments that should have never been made. And you've got other kids and children dissecting it and talking about it on TikTok and Twitter, and it's just like, everywhere I look, it's just like kids arguing. Like, I've never felt so old before in my life. Like, I feel ancient right now, like a boomer. So I guess to summarize my thoughts on this situation, do I think that Gigi deserves to have her entire career and life and future ruined because of all this? No, probably not. Again, we're talking about a child. We're talking about a development team full of children. Do I think that Gigi should make like an actual statement, an actual apology, a better one than what she did? Yeah, absolutely. Do I think that actions need to be taken to, you know, fix this, to course correct? Yeah, 100%. But like, I've seen comments on Twitter of people saying that Gigi should burn in hell. And it's like, calm down. We're talking about a Barbie dress-up game on Roblox. We're talking about a child. Like, dude, chill. It's like, it's not that deep. Like, this situation begins and ends the moment you put your headphones down. Like, the moment that you just step away from your computer, the moment you just put your phone down and go outside, this situation's over with. Like, the situation ceases to have any effect on your life the moment you just go outside, right? Like, it's not that deep. Now, for the people affected, do I think that Gigi should reach out, talk to them, make things right, make amends? 100%. It sounds like she did a lot of bad things to a lot of people. Reading through some of these comments, there's some pretty disgusting stuff in here. Like, yeah, I know these are children, but just do the mature thing, reach out to these people, talk to them, apologize, figure out a way to move forward, right? Like, that is the mature thing to do. I've seen some people say that Gigi should maybe step down, give ownership of Dress to Impress to someone else, and it's like, how would that even work? Like, I don't even know. Because again, it's like, you can't even legally sign a contract at 18. Like, we're talking about a company. Dress to Impress it's a game, it's a company, right? That is making millions of dollars a year. You can't just transfer ownership. Like, that's just not how this works, right? It's like, there's legal docs here, there's paperwork here, but it's like, none of the developers are old enough to sign it. So, like, do their parents own the game? Does Gigi's parents own the game? Do we have to talk to her parents about this? You know, like even if she did transfer the game to someone else, it's like, are her parents going to contact the other developer's parents because the other developer is also a child? Like, so we have these parents talking back and forth, like, oh, my daughter said something, you know, bad or did something bad. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's such a weird situation because everyone involved is a literal child. And I've also seen some comments on TikTok of people attacking kids for playing the game still. And it's like, the majority of people who play Dress to Impress, or any game for that matter, like, unless you are like some level of terminally online, you probably don't even know that this is going on. And I say that as someone whose job it is to be terminally online. The majority of Roblox Dress to Impress players, they probably go to school, they come home, they do their homework, they play Dress to Impress, you know, for a few hours with their friends, and then they go to sleep. They do not care, and honestly, probably most of them aren't even old enough to fully understand the situation at hand. So yelling at a bunch of 8-year-olds on their iPads, telling them that they are terrible, evil, morally corrupt people because they continue to play a Barbie dress-up game on Roblox, it's like, bro, there are deep, deep issues in the world right now. Like there are some big problems in the world right now. And like yelling at children for playing a Barbie dress-up game when they're in 3rd grade and doing, you know, their multiplication tables. Like, I think we just gotta take a step back. I think we should just take a step back. What should happen next? I don't know. I hope Gigi makes amends with everyone affected. I hope she talks, apologizes, does the mature thing. I mean, what else can a child do? I guess, like, you know, like, I don't know. I actually don't know. Let me know your thoughts down below. This is a crazy, crazy situation.